All right. Hello. How's everyone doing? Should probably tell everyone I'm live. How's it going, guys? Let's get the audio and video check in the comments. How's everyone doing today? Dave in the comments, hit the like on the way in for our boy Sammy. Thank you very much. As you're coming in, please do smash up the like button. As always, you know it's much appreciated. We hear me? Perfect. We hear you even. Thank you all for tuning in today. Very excited for this one. We've seen some very nice price action on Bitcoin. I'm just going to wait 1 minute to make sure everything is okay. I'm going to make a point of now ignoring every question that asks me for financial advice because it's getting a little bit annoying. Just a little bit. And yeah. FORFLIES, you do great work. I especially like and appreciate your composure. Thank you very much. It's a big part of what I do. Very, very important. How am I doing? Very good, thank you. Do we have an echo? We absolutely shouldn't. Let me double check if there's an echo. No, no echo. If anyone else can confirm that. Alright, let's get straight into it. Some nice price action on Bitcoin today. Over the past couple of days. There's one crucial thing that I mentioned in the last video, which was that Bitcoin managed to peak above 50k, and I told you that I was expecting that sellers would end up kind of getting a little bit exhausted on the next attempt. The reason we got rejected here was that there were still some sellers in the market. However, I mentioned that on the next attempt we'd probably flush them all out before we ended up coming down to this all-time high that we previously set, damn near to the dollar, and then ended up bouncing up. We then came back down again nearly to the same level, although we set a higher low. And now we're just kind of trending up, averaging better prices, which is absolutely great. This is exactly what I'm looking for. As for the lag, unfortunately, I'm on their backs. I'm very frustrated with them. Multiple members of my team are trying to fix it, including me. No fix today, unfortunately. I think we're only a day away from having this fix. But yeah, right there, I think that we absolutely are, you know, having a beautiful support retest, old resistance turning into a new area of support and carrying on higher. This is absolutely great. Bitcoin now, I think the big point to mention is that it has now managed to climb 3% above the previous high, or above the psychological resistance of 50k. From 50k to the high, we've ended up climbing up by 5%. It's going to mean that this consolidation would probably be quite short. And this is what really, really excites me. This is that crazy thing that Bitcoin is doing right now. It hasn't already seen a really, really big rise up, something crazy like this. You know, something crazy like the price action that we did see upon the initial breakout above $20,000. We haven't seen this kind of really, really big uptrend yet, but I think we absolutely should have. And so the fact that it's still being delayed, I think, tells me that we haven't seen the big leg up yet. And I think that does mean that there's a lot of potential for Bitcoin to just kind of rise up and blow through a level like $60,000 and then keep on rising up. I think that that's super, super likely. I just want to check in with the comments, and some people are saying the stream is good. Some people are saying that it's not working. Probably high volume of YouTube live streaming right now. Absolutely there is, but viewership isn't super high as well. So there's definitely some connection issues. I think I'll just make this like a short, you know, regular video, because like viewership right now is kind of like only 30% of where it usually is. And I think that is because of the connection issues. So I'm gonna go and fire somebody or something. I don't know. I'm fucking pissed off now. Like, not on my team, obviously. I'll just like do something extreme to fix this connection issue. I don't know. I'll just move office tomorrow or something. But for now, yeah, I do think that Bitcoin is kind of coiling up again before it takes its next leg up. Because really, what we're doing here is the price is just trading sideways. Nothing particularly interesting is happening, while we have no resistance up ahead. So I don't see a reason for this to happen, and I think that means that it could end very, very soon. There's still a lot of support if we look at things like the 4-hour EMA ribbon. There's some really, really good support right here. If this loads up. Even I'm having connection issues now. This is crazy. Right here, if we load up over here, yeah, I think, you know, we give it just a couple more 4-hour candles, you know, we wait another 12 hours or so max. I think that Bitcoin is then going to have some really nice support from this EMA ribbon as well, and that could potentially mean that, you know, it just dips down one more time, finds beautiful support, and then ends up rising up very, very high. I think that would make complete sense, because I don't believe that anyone really has a strong reason to be holding, to be selling their Bitcoin at the moment. You know, there is no reason to panic. Obviously, it can come with news, like I said, and that's completely unpredictable, but for now, I don't see it. And, you know, the thing to keep in mind is that people are already very greedy. We broke above $50,000, but with what volume? Volume didn't change. You know, volume, I guess you could say it peaked up, but it peaked a lot higher over here when we didn't break, you know, like such a psychologically charged level. You know, 42,000 is not as scary as 50K is, in my opinion. Yet look at the volume difference. You know, people really, it's not that there was a high volume of buying or anything like that. It's just that no one wants to sell, and that's why the price of Bitcoin is rising. And I think that that absolutely can continue going on very, very high until someone very rich and wealthy decides that they want to exit the market now. And I think that that makes a lot of sense. I think it absolutely has the jet fuel to run up higher. It's got the support in worst case scenarios if it does drop lower. So I don't think we're going to get there, but if we do have a lot of support. We've also got some really nice support on the 1 hour, and this is actually where my eyes are, because this 1 hour Ichimoku cloud has been so useful for quite a while now. You know, it doesn't look like a lot, but for the 1 hour Ichimoku cloud to be reliable for like 2 weeks is super impressive. And you can see that we fell into the cloud over here, found support, fell into the cloud again, found support, and again and again and again, finding support continuously. And I think that if we do find support in this cloud again over the next just kind of day or two, I think that would be super bullish for the trend for Bitcoin, because right now this Ichimoku cloud is lining up with the previous all-time high resistance that we were setting in the market, and with this blue line of you know, support now, which was previously the all-time high. So this now lining up with quite a few different indicators, which to me builds a confluence where we have multiple indicators saying exactly the same thing now, multiple different tools saying the same thing, which to me is very bullish, very exciting. I think that definitely paints a very bullish picture for Bitcoin right now. Definitely something that's very impressive. And when you do get that confluence, that's where I start to feel a lot more confident in something happening as well. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything with regards to my analysis, some information on the next trade I'll take, but actually I'm going to save that for VIP. I haven't traded anything for a little bit. I think it's been about a week. I haven't traded. Yeah, it's been almost exactly a week that I haven't traded anything in this market, because I didn't feel like the risk to reward was worth it. I made my 50% profit on this move, if I'm not mistaken. And I was super happy with that. I didn't feel the need to trade. And just to put it into perspective, you know, from here up to our current price level, Bitcoin only went up by 22%, and that was in the space of 10 days. However, for me, I made 50% profit in like 2 or 3 days. So I doubled the gain that Bitcoin made here, and then some, and I did it much faster. So, and this was the best part, you know, I made my 50% profit, and it wasn't actually completely 50% profit. Some of it was closed at lower levels, but I made my big gain, and then I rode the value of Bitcoin up. So I made that 50% or whatever it ended up being, or altogether, I don't know, it was like 35% or something, I don't know. I made that gain, and then I rode the plus 22% gain as well. So, you know, if you put these numbers in a calculator, where's my calculator? If you put these numbers in a calculator, you know, a $100 balance times, let's say it was I made 30%. You know, $100 times 1.3 is $130. You've made 30% profit, and if you then make a further 22% profit on top of that, that's where it becomes very exciting, because now you're starting to compound your gains. And actually, I can't use this bloody calculator because I'm an idiot, but bear with me, I'm going to figure it out. That puts a total gain at, yeah, that sets you at a 50%, nearly 60% gain in total. You know, just by compounding one 30% profit and one 20% profit, you're nearly 60% up, which to me is very exciting. You know, now you get another 20% up from there, and it suddenly starts becoming big money because you're tapping into exponential growth. So I'm really happy with how that trade went. Of course, if you want to see how I'm trading, then the steps to join VIP are on screen right now. and I'll give you all the information about that. But I think that this really looks very promising. The fact that the Ichimoku cloud is right here, and it is lining up with some of these support areas right now, and I think that's going to give the rest of the market some really nice chances to rise up, because they have been seeing some drops over the past little bit. Link obviously performing very well, Tron doing quite well, although it's Tron, I mean, it's at very low price level, so it's not easy to analyze this anymore. But I think that there is definitely some potential for the altcoin market to start rising up as well. CHSB, which is the Swissborg token, you guys hear me talking about this a lot lately. It has taken a dip down to some almost local support areas at the moment. I don't see this as being particularly concerning, although I think that this is pretty much the bottom of the range. So every time Swissborg kind of takes a leg up, it'll trade sideways in a set range like this for a little bit. Look, there's a lot of sideways ranges we can draw, and I think that right now it's right at the bottom of its current sideways range. So if there was any price that I would be buying Swissborg token at, just for a simple little trade, maybe not even to invest, because you guys know I'm not really an investor. If there was a level that I would be looking to buy Swissborg at, just to kind of trade a swing high, because I mean, how many times have we been down here? Look, like once, swinged up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this would be the 6th time that we might end up going back up to like 90 cents, 91 cents. I think that Swissborg can absolutely rise by, and this is only what, like a 5% rise, right? This isn't huge, but when you're trading this on some sort of leverage, it's about 7% rise. Trading this on some sort of leverage, which actually you can't do right now, or just trading it with a lot of money, a 7% rise is pretty impressive. Like 7% on $100,000, for example. It's a very extreme set of numbers. I don't even think they have liquidity to support that, but 7% on $100,000 is 7K, and I think that's a pretty safe swing. So this looking very good to me at the moment. If you want to find out how to get involved with Swissborg, they're a really cool company. I'm actually meeting up with them here in Dubai, because if I'm not mistaken, the whole team is here, like the whole C-level team, executives or whatever. They are here in Dubai right now. There is a link in the description where you can download their app and kind of see what's up with them. But right now, I think that it's looking pretty good in terms of being ready for a swing up. And actually, I'm seeing that across a lot of the altcoin market. We take a look at things like Cardano right here, and Cardano has seen a little bit of a falling wedge since it ended up hitting that resistance area that I drew for you a long time ago. 2,000 Satoshi, as I mentioned, potentially being some resistance. We managed to rise above that level by 5% and then dumped way back down. Actually, from the line down to the low, it dropped by a further 24% right here, which I think is quite significant. And now just in a bit of a falling wedge, which I think absolutely is a sign that it's going to continue trading upwards. It's already had falling wedges like this. We need to keep in mind, this is not the first falling wedge we're seeing. And let me actually draw 2 more for you now to prove that point. We had another beautiful falling wedge right here, which I think was a little bit less steep, but still a falling wedge nonetheless. And right now, something quite similar. Look, we've had them in very small time frames, we've had them in slightly longer term time frames, but this is quite typical of Cardano. And so I think that ADA right here is absolutely getting set up for another move up, and right now it's trading right in a potential support block. I'm actually curious, if I drop 2 horizontal lines, let's say over here, I want to see how much these 2 lines interact with price action for Cardano. And yeah, that's perfect. So it's just below, it's just between these 2 blue lines here that Cardano previously fell down massively from its all-time high down to about 1600 Satoshis, and then bounced up massively. And just, I mean, I don't even know what this return would have been. This is like a 3 times return at least. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not. It's about a 2.5 times return, just off this level. So this is obviously a very historically important level. Cardano finding huge support off here after, and the reason that this is huge support, in my opinion, is that it not only triggered a really strong rally of going up by 2.5 times. $100 would have turned into $250. Not only did it trigger a very strong level, this support level between these blue lines, but it was also where a really big drop came to an end. And that is very significant in my opinion. I mean, if we measure this down from high to low, we stopped an 80% drop at these 2 blue lines. I mean, that tells you a lot. And look, I mean, when it was hitting the all-time highs, this is where it found resistance. When it had its initial I don't know if this was ICO or just listing on Binance. This is where it found resistance. This level has been important for so long in ADA's history. You know, not only were we finding big support here, consolidating in this range, we also found big resistance here, and just recently we've now come back down to this level. So if there's any level I think that Cardano can find good support at, it's right here. And that to me makes this a very convincing argument that Cardano could actually be in a very nice falling wedge before it ends up rising up very, very nicely. I'm curious to see if there are any other coins that have signs like that right now. If Link, yeah, perfect. There you go. Just taking the words out of my mouth, because Link is in another falling wedge right now as well. And the thing we need to keep in mind is that these are the classic staircase patterns that you see in a market, where they end up trading lower a little bit slowly, and then the trend resumes going on upwards. It makes complete sense to me that this is exactly what we're seeing, and that to me is very, very exciting. So I think that it makes a lot of sense. If we look at something like Tron, we're seeing the same falling wedge, falling right back down to some crucial levels throughout its recent price history. So there could be some support to find at these levels. This is where we're seeing across the board that an asset like Bitcoin is ready to rise up. The altcoin markets are ready to rise up. The indicators that I'm using that are completely different and unrelated, like what do you call it, the candle patterns, the fact that we're in a bull flag right now with Bitcoin, it's not a fact, it's with my opinion that we're in a bull flag right now with Bitcoin, for example, where we're just kind of trading sideways even though we have no resistance up ahead. There are so many factors right now that tell me Bitcoin should continue rising upwards, and I think that that makes things very, very exciting for the altcoin market as well. I need to take a look at Ethereum as well, but actually before I get to all of that stuff, I just want to go through your questions if you have any. And now is the time for you to drop questions in the comment section. So please go ahead and do that. And guys, as we're in this live stream, please shoot up the like button as well. We've had a little bit of a shaky start to the live stream, but I think that some of it has been recovered, and we're having a pretty nice stream right now. If you are enjoying it, finding any of it useful, then please do hit up the likes. It really, really does help me out. Got a question in here asking me if I'm Dutch. No, I'm not tall enough to be Dutch. And I guess I'm a little bit too brown as well. Am I entering a Bitcoin trade above 50k or near that area? I won't answer that here. I'm definitely planning on a trade very, very soon, but this is for me to talk to VIPs about. Because VIP is where you can see exactly what I'm trading and where and why, and get all the details on that. VIP is where you can find that information, and if you're curious to get access to it now with the lowest prices we've ever offered because Bitcoin is so high, then the steps to join are on screen right now. Click on the first link in the description down below, then click on the @FORFLIES button, and then click on send message to ask me how to join VIP, and I'll give you all the information on that. Some really, really happy members with big profits here, plus 30%, mentioning that he has exited with a 30% gain there. Look, I mean, it's a nice gain, it's a safe, comfortable gain, it's something very easy to make, broadly speaking, and this guy just kind of walking away when he's made good profit, and that is something that I respect very, very much. Another guy over here mentioning that his first ever long position closed with a 52% profit after joining VIP. So we've got people from all skill levels on the spectrum, people who are very experienced, people who are not experienced at all, who don't even know what the buttons mean, don't even understand the concepts. We've got people from all skill levels joining VIP, and the good thing is that if you are, you know, closer to that beginner side, we have a lot of content in here to bring you up to speed with whatever's going on. And actually, if you are a little bit more new to the game, you know, maybe you're completely new and you've never done anything, that puts you in a very noble position to be joining VIP. Actually, you can mention that when you're inquiring about VIP, and we'll give you some other stuff as well that's going to help you once you join. So it's super, super valuable right there. Yeah, so I'm planning a trade soon. Not going to say what it is right now, but to be honest, I think it's kind of obvious. 60k or what? I 100% think that we're going up to $60,000. I don't think that there's any resistance up ahead, and I think that the fact that we cleared $50,000, I don't necessarily think that we'll stop at 60. I think that 60 should be quite a light level for Bitcoin to break, and that has got me very, very optimistic. Please shoot up the likes as we're going on, guys. And if you haven't already, also subscribe to the YouTube channel. I hope we're not getting any connection issues right now. I'm just reading the chat and I don't see anyone doing that. Shout out to Phil at the beginning of the live stream, urging everybody to hit up the likes. Thank you very much. As I said, we did have some connection issues, but not so much at the moment. And I think that's a good recovery. But as I said, I'm still gonna, I don't know, I might just pause all live streams until I fix this, to be honest. I'm not interested in looking at these random coins that people are asking me to look at, because I don't trade them, so I'm not interested in them. Am I expecting a big bounce down near 50k? If we do fall back down to 50k, I think that we would get a big bounce. However, and that's because there's a lot of support even with things like the Ichimoku cloud. However, I wouldn't be surprised if we just established a floor at something like 50.5. Maybe we wick down to 50, but I don't necessarily think we're going to go much lower than that. Can I please look at bcash? I don't want to, but I think it's done something interesting lately, so let me take a look. One of my really good friends told me to look at bcash, which if you're listening to this, then I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but it really disappointed me. But yeah, I don't see anything interesting here. It's just had its typical pump and now subsequent dump. Happens all the time. It's just like the poor woman that gets used at the club for only that one disgusting thing that men want, and they get it, and then they dump her. So I don't see anything special happening with bcash right now. I don't know, like you don't need to look very far to see that this price action is completely irrelevant. You know, completely pointless to watch, in my opinion. Ethereum at a new all-time high right now. Nice. Very, very good. Yeah, it's the same thing with Ethereum. Ethereum's actually doing a little bit better than Bitcoin today. It doesn't have resistance either until $2,000, although we're very close to that now. We're less than 5% away from $2,000. But I do think that, yeah, it's got a lot of steam left in it. I wouldn't be surprised if it actually just blows right through $2,000. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I think that would make a lot of sense. So, that's actually one of the things I mentioned to VIP members that I was considering trading, but I didn't actually do, because I would have actually, if I did trade it, I would have gotten stopped out. So I'm glad that I didn't pull the trigger on that. But I think that it absolutely looks like it's got some really, really nice legs. I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks through 2,000 on the first attempt. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me, because Ethereum has been a sleeping giant for a long time, in my opinion. And the time for Ethereum to get over, as I said in the last video, to get over its erectile dysfunction, I think that the right time for Ethereum to do that is right here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just absolutely rocket ships above 2k, you know, closes at like 2.1, 2.2 today. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Maybe it happens tomorrow, whatever, but I don't necessarily see a rejection on the cards for Ethereum. If we do get a rejection though, then the really, really good thing is we have established a lot of support here on a technical level between 1730 and 1830. And so I think that if Ethereum does rise up to 2k and then gets rejected, there is a lot of potential to find support at this level. I'm curious, does this diagonal trend line, this one right here, has been super reliable, and if we extend it outwards, it actually falls directly in the middle of these two pink lines. So I think that there's a lot of support lining up at this level, just very conveniently being all at exactly the same place. And I think that's very, very convincing as well to me for you know, the upward potential for Ethereum. I'm wondering what the 4-hour Ichimoku says as well. It's a big cloud, very, very big cloud, and it is moving up. So I think that if we do end up getting a rejection, the cloud could end up taking a shape that looks something a little bit like this, which again will put the cloud in exactly the same place that I would be expecting to find some support for Ethereum if it does end up getting rejected at 2k. But like I said, I just get the feeling that it's not going to get rejected. I get the feeling that it's just going to fly up. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I think that if Bitcoin did take its next leg up, then yeah, it could actually take Ethereum with it, and that wouldn't be too surprising. I also actually, while I'm here, I want to take a look at the dollar index. It ended up rising up very nicely over the past couple of days. The dollar did, but interestingly, it didn't stop Bitcoin. Bitcoin also rose with it, and now the dollar is crashing a little bit. Bitcoin isn't doing anything. So it seems like that inverse correlation, where when the dollar crashes, Bitcoin goes up. It seems like that inverse correlation, it maybe hasn't come to an end, but It looks like it might be getting weaker, or we're seeing a little bit of a blip, but that's something interesting that I wanted to draw to your attention. I don't really have a reason for this or any conclusions to draw based off this, but this is something that I have been keeping an eye on, because the fact that the dollar doesn't seem to be how do I say, affecting this market with Bitcoin right now is a little bit weird. And if any of you have any ideas for why that might be, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. As I go along, guys, please drop your questions and I'll take a look at them. Can I discuss Ethereum? Yeah, doing that right now. Just did that actually. I don't own Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. Wait until someone's asking me, should I wait until a 20 to 30% drop and buy? What's my opinion? A 20 to 30% drop right now is a big drop on Bitcoin. Let me see what that is. To drop by 20% right now, Bitcoin would need to go down to $41,000. To drop by 30%, it would need to go down to 36. So I definitely don't think we're going back in the $30,000 range anytime soon. I don't think we're going to be going down to this area anytime soon. That would really surprise me. I think that first we'll end up hitting a level like 60k. And I also don't think that a dump this big down to 41, 42, I don't think that can happen now either. Just for a short period of time, because it looks like we've taken some really nice legs up. And it looks like the trend wants to stay here. Like I said, I don't see any, you know, unless there is something that comes out in the news tomorrow which no one could have predicted, I don't see any reason for the market to crash right now. Technically speaking, it's fully primed to rise up massively. There's nothing holding it back in my view, and that to me means that the probability of a pullback going down that low, the probability of any pullback at all going below 50k, I think is quite slim. And I think it's very slim, the probability of falling down this low or even into this range. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Eventually, obviously, it's probably going to happen, but right now, I'm not so sure about that, all honestly speaking. My guess is a spike near to 60k. In parentheses, he's saying I'm selling at 50. I'm sorry, in brackets. I'm not American. In brackets, I'm selling at 57k, and then a pullback to 45. So this person is saying that he thinks. Was it a he? It was numbers. Probably, statistically speaking, it was a he. 90% chance. This person thinks that we'll end up going to $60,000, somewhere near to it, and then pull back down to this level, and then potentially continue on upwards. I think that makes a lot of sense. However, just the fact that Bitcoin has been very slow over these past kind of 10 days, that actually makes me think that, of course, it would make a lot of sense if we got a rejection at 60k, and we might get one, but I don't think it's going to be strong, because we didn't actually struggle at 50k much. We did just come out of a 30-day consolidation, and then we entered another 10-day consolidation, which we're actually still in if you draw the rising channel. And that tells me that while we should be bullish, we're actually not. That might be a sign of weakness, but I think that broadly speaking, that means the big move hasn't happened yet. And I am expecting a big move. So if it hasn't happened yet, I wouldn't be surprised if we just ripped right through 60k. And that's why I'm not so confident that we're going to find a lot of resistance at that kind of price level, because I think that there's a lot of room for this price level to be to just be ignored, you know, and Bitcoin just kind of straight up rising very nicely above it, and for that reason, I'm not actually banking on a pullback anytime soon. It obviously could happen, and I'm prepared for it if it does happen, but I'm not so worried about it at all. Carolina, this was so good. I love your content. Subscribed. Thank you very much, Carolina. Much appreciated. If you haven't already, guys, please do subscribe and tick the like button. Of course, it helps. Sorry, press the like button, tick the bell. It helps the channel a lot. This is off topic, but I'm wondering if you could quickly give your opinion on XLM. Since your comment was so nice, yes, I will, but I don't care about Stellar Lumens too much, broadly speaking, but your comment was really nice. Similar picture here I'm seeing, it's just in an uptrend and now it's in a falling wedge. So same analysis I gave on Cardano applies right now. I don't want to go into deeper detail on this because it's not a coin that I can trade, so I'm not interested in it. What else have we got in the comments? Comments are a bit weird today. What is the price prediction on Swissborg coin by the end of March? MJ, Swissborg, they have some product releases happening end of this month or March, and this whole 3x pump came just from one product announcement. So I'm not saying we're going to 3x again because that's pretty extreme, but I mean, who could have predicted this? You know, like, I don't think anyone could have predicted this thing was going to 2x in like 2 weeks. I don't think that's, sorry, 3x in 2 weeks. I don't even want to give a price prediction. I definitely think that we're going to get above $1, you know, in March, which, again, you know, just to put it into perspective, is something like a 20% pump just to get to $1. What is it? 17% dump. To get to $1.50, it's a 75% pump. I think that $1.50 is also super achievable. It's not actually that far away, considering what we've already done here. It could just be the next leg up that takes it there, 100%. So that's kind of what I see with Swissborg. Unfortunately, I can't say more than that because I don't have any price predictions for it. That's not the way I do my analysis. I think that it's an exercise in stroking your ego or yourself downstairs is price prediction. That's the way I see it. I don't see any benefit to it other than making yourself feel good and get a dopamine release. What I do know that I can say with a little bit more certainty is that this price action looks primed to rise up again, and it's done the same thing the previous times that it rose up, so it's in the same kind of pattern, and I think that makes this a very, very convincing case for Swissborg to rise up. And once again, if you want to buy the token or just kind of get access to their platform, then the link is in the description for you to do that. And when you follow that link and you deposit some money, I'll get some rewards. You'll get some rewards as well. It's nothing big. It's like 4 or 5 euros, but it's still, you know, like, it's coffee money, so it's cool if you use the link in the description. And actually, on that note, I wanted to highlight to you, if you don't know where to trade, if you're kind of finding a platform to trade on, I want to highlight to you Phemex. This is one of the platforms that I'm trading on. I use it a lot. It's one of the only 3 that I use. And this platform actually allows you to trade, for example, Cardano that I mentioned, I think could take a really nice leg up. Link performing beautifully. Obviously the big ones, Bitcoin and Ethereum. They allow you to do it with 0 fees if you've got a premium plan. There's no KYC required as well. The whole process will take less than 30 seconds. If you are in the US, you will need a VPN, but obviously I can't endorse that and I can't tell you to do that. That's down to your own risk tolerance. And one of the things that I really like is they also allow you to trade gold, which, where is it? Gold down here, which is pretty cool. So if you like trading gold but you want to do it with Bitcoin without KYC and all that, then this is very, very cool. Their volume is good. It's actually gotten a lot better over the past months, and I think it does still have some space to go better, but still, I mean, it's good enough for me. I think it's good, and if you do want to sign up to them, then the link to do so is in the description. You'll also get a trading bonus, so when you sign up using that link and you deposit some money, you'll get some more free money to trade with depending on how much you deposited. And I don't actually like that idea. I've said this a few times in the past. I think that incentivizes gambling, but you're smarter than that. So the thing that I'll say to you to do is to consider doing with that money is just use it to click the buttons on the exchange, and that will where are Phemex based? I don't know. I know that my contact with Phemex is in Italy, and they're in something like, I don't know, they're in China or something. I don't know. They're somewhere that is good for an exchange to be based. It's not like a shady country or something. Well, I guess most of the countries that exchanges are based in are shady, but it's not more shady, which is a good thing. So it's, yeah, it's a good place to be. Singapore, is it? Is it Singapore? Okay, if it's Singapore, that's great. Yeah, I don't know that. It's not a question that I'm typically concerned about. Yeah, unless they're in the Seychelles like Bitmex. It's Singapore. Okay, multiple people saying it's Singapore. Well, that's perfect. If it's Singapore, then that makes me love them even more. I didn't actually know about that, but I think that's very, very cool. So if you do want to, then like I said, the link will give you some free money to trade with. And yes, it does incentivize gambling, but you and I, we're smarter than that. And as I said, you can use it to kind of click the buttons and find out where, find out how to use the platform. So I think that's very, very cool. I know that a lot of you guys have been enjoying it, and as I said, one of the big things for me using this platform, or anything that I mentioned that I'm, like these exchanges I'm working with, where we've got sponsorships and things like that. The big thing that's that makes it worth signing up with these guys is using my link. Is that if you ever have a problem and I've referred you to the exchange, you can come straight to me and I can help you escalate your issue a lot faster, because I've got my own contact and I can just put pressure on these guys to give you a faster service, which is better than having to wait in queue for potentially days if an issue actually comes up. And I think that's really valuable. Bottom line, if you've already got your exchange accounts, you need backups too. You don't have to use this one. You can just Google Bitcoin exchange, but this is one of the ones that I like. Back to the chart here. Sammy, I'm a big FORFLIES. This person didn't write my name. FORFLIES. I'm a big supporter of the channel. I love the way that you explain things, not like your friends Moon Boys, MM and Carl. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you like the way I'm doing this. Don't get me wrong, they seem like nice guys, but I hate the phrase exactly as predicted. Yeah, we gotta say it, man. I don't like saying it either, but the thing is, we do carry out good analysis, and if we don't say things like exactly as predicted, we don't get the social credit for it, and it's important to get it, because that's how you retain viewership. So I understand that it's annoying, but yeah, it's like the way I look at it is yeah, a lot of YouTubers do stuff that's annoying, but the entertainment and the content and the educational value is free. So there's always some price to put up with it, and the price to put up with it is, yeah, these annoying things where I ask you guys to continuously like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, because these are very valuable for us, and that's what makes it worth it for us to make these videos. Otherwise we wouldn't. I mean, if you don't get a reward for it, most people just wouldn't even bother. So thank you. I'm glad that you like this analysis style more. I obviously think it's the best analysis style. No one even comes close. But yeah, these guys, I mean, they're great guys anyway. Yeah, just kind of part of the game, I guess. Keep up a lot of your content. Thank you very much. Do some people get preference in the chat? I've seen multiple people asking about multiple coins. We were all waiting for your reply. Yeah, they do. When you ask about coins that I'm not interested in, like Matic or NerveOS, I'm just not going to pick up on it, because I don't trade these coins. I've got no reason to be looking at them. I can't give you good analysis by pulling up a coin that I've never seen before. Like, I've never heard of NerveOS, Dago Finance, NOIA. Like, I don't even know what these are. I don't care. And I've got to make a big point of this, for you guys listening right now. I only stick to the majors: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a handful of other alts. The other alts, for the most part, are listed on this page right here. If they're not on this page right here, DOT, Uni, and these, even DOT, I don't look at. If they're not listed right here, for the most part, I'm not interested in them. There are some exceptions. Obviously, it's just any coin that I can trade, and by signing up to exchanges like this, Bitmex, Binance, Bybit, I don't use Binance, although it's fine, I don't like it. These are the ones that I look at, and beyond that, I don't actually have an interest in these other altcoins. It's just not something that I'm particularly interested in. Alright guys, I'm going to take some final questions and head off. It does look like we're just not hitting the kind of viewership that's normal for a live stream, which is fine, but if we're not getting a lot of people tuning in, then I just don't think it's worth sticking around for too long. If we do have any final questions, then please drop them in the comments. Do I look like Elrond? What? Do I like Elrond? There is a guy who has an office down the corridor from me who keeps on telling me about Elrond. I don't know why it's so sexy to you guys. Let me take a look. Okay, so it's risen up massively over the past 2 weeks. But this stuff doesn't excite me, Like, I do this stuff without... Look, here's the Ethereum's breaking out. Okay, this is interesting. Ethereum's not breaking. Ethereum's up by $5, for fuck's sakes. Ethereum's up by $5. How is it breaking out? But the thing about stuff like this is you will you won't know what the next coin is that's going to pull a move like this. And so you're going to have to put a bunch of money in a bunch of different coins. And if you're lucky, one of them will blow up and do like a 3 times gain, or maybe even a 40 times gain. And the others are just going to keep ticking down -5% every week, -5%, -5%. And it's just going to drain your entire account. And we know this, it's been tested, because just in the last live stream, actually, there was somebody here who mentioned that you know, he was holding alts for the past 4 years, and he's come out worse than people who just held Bitcoin. You know, it makes sense, because these are shit coins, and I don't care what you think Elrond is good for. You know, there's a very high probability that it's shit and it's useless in the real world, and that goes for almost all of these coins. And you know, that means that when the hype leaves, there's nothing left. And so, you know, but going back to the actual financials of it, that's just pride talking. That's my pride talking. Going back to the actual finances of it, the technicals, the money, you will have to put your money in a bunch of different shit projects that you think could absolutely rise upwards, and one of them will hit it out of the park, but the rest of them will drain your account balance really low. And crucially, one of them might not hit it out of the park. You're just kind of relying on hope at this point. And so it's not actually in your control. You can't influence it. And more important than that, in my opinion, you can't influence when it happens. And so you really are, you know, the analogy I like to give, because this channel is quite crude and it's just by design, you know, like I don't really have a filter. You know, you really are just kind of holding your dick in your hand, waiting for something interesting to happen, and just kind of just sitting there. Just, you know, everyone else is making money around you, and you're just kind of, yeah, okay, yeah, you can, you know, you can keep on making money. I'll just sit on the side. Yeah, everyone's got their supercars already. I'll just keep taking the bus a little bit more. This is the kind of energy that holding these shit coins take, and why I'm so against it. Because as a margin trader like myself, which is obviously super risky, but I think it's a lot less risky than this shit coin trading. As a margin trader like myself, trading a market like Bitcoin, I'm able to, you know, look, we can, the reason people look at coins like Elrond and not Bitcoin is because Bitcoin, we think, wouldn't have the potential to do like a 5 times gain in the next 2 weeks. And obviously it probably wouldn't do a 5 times gain, but it still has the juice to do that kind of move. But the point is, Bitcoin plus 200% on average every single year. Bam, there you go, Braden. Braden, if that number is legit, that's a 3 times gain on average every single year, which is so powerful. But the point is, it's much easier to predict. And if you're able to predict what's going to happen with Bitcoin, and the reason it's predictable, it's got some history, it's got real trading, it's a lot less subject to manipulation than smaller coins, because with smaller coins there might be a very small subset of people that hold a very large amount. With Bitcoin there absolutely is as well, but it's a little bit more fairly spread out than some of these shit coins that you guys are hyping up, and that makes it more predictable. It makes it easier to analyze. And so as soon as you've made that prediction, you've made that analysis, you can just leverage up what you think is going to happen. If you think Bitcoin is going to rise up from here, you can trade it with 10 times leverage. And so if you think, like me, that Bitcoin is probably going to go from $52,000 all the way up to $60,000, let's just calculate what that move is really quickly. From this current price to $60,000 is a 15% gain. If you think that this gain is super likely to happen in the next little bit, which I obviously think is possible, then you can trade that on something like 10 times leverage, for example, and that turns a 15% profit into a 150% profit. This is exactly what I'm doing on exchanges like Phemex. So if you want to gain access to the exchange and also learn from my tutorial how to do this, then the link to join is in the description below. You can just pause the live stream here and go to it. And if you want to watch my Phemex tutorial, you can type this into YouTube. You can watch my tutorial on how to use Phemex as well. We have a lot of tutorials on the mechanics of this, how it works, breaking it down fully from start to finish inside of VIP as well. So like I said, if you're new to the game but you want to gain access to this kind of information, then the steps to join VIP are on screen right now. And just let me know that you're new to it, you don't really know how this stuff works, and we will also give you some more content that's going to help you with that right there. So first link in the description down below will take you to our free Telegram channel, which, are we at 11,000 yet? We're very, very close to 11,000 subscribers, which is bloody amazing. And then click on the @FORFLIES button at the bottom of any post inside of our free Telegram channel. Our first link in the description will take you here. then click on the @FORFLIES, and then click on send message to ask me how to join, and I'll give you all the information about it, and we can get you right in there. But this is why I prefer leverage trading much more to shit coins like Elrond, because now you're able to game moves that you might have already been very sure about, very confident about. You're able to game them with a lot more confidence on a much safer asset like Bitcoin, and then you can just dial up your leverage. And multiplying your account by 150% is huge. I mean, that's a 2.5 times gain, and so yeah, it's a 2.5 times gain. Yeah, so it would turn $100 into $250, which is absolutely insane. You know, that's something that Elrond might be able to give you, but with a lot less predictability. And so it's not really in, you know, your fate, your possibilities are not really in your hands, and you do definitely come out behind people who are good leverage traders. You know, the best traders in the world, the ones that make the most money, they are people who trade on margin, because whatever money a regular guy makes, the guy on margin literally makes 10 times more. And so, you know, now you got to ask yourself which one is worth spending more time to build a skill set in. And it was definitely this one for me. Super important. Just a little bit of a tangent, and what I just said about Elrond applies to absolutely every shitcoin that you're asking me to analyze. If it's just done anything, if it's just had any interesting gain, it applies to that shitcoin, and that's why I'm not looking at it, because that thing, it rose up by chance, and you know, no one could have predicted when it would happen or how it would happen, and so it's very unpredictable. You do just have to sit there with your dick in your hand, not knowing what to do, just kind of watching everyone drive by you in their Ferraris, and you're taking the bus, and you're just willingly just kind of waiting. And sure, if you don't have the energy or the balls to do anything more interesting, then go for it. You know, like, that's you. It's fine. But if you want something that's a little bit more hands-on, where you have more influence over what your end result is, then it definitely is margin trading, in my opinion. And obviously, I have to say, it's my responsibility. I have to tell you that it's super risky. So is your shitcoin trading, by the way, but this is also very risky, and you do need to understand exactly what you're doing before you get into this, because you will lose your money really quickly if you don't know what you're doing when you use this tool. Very important to keep in mind. So education is absolutely crucial, and that's why we have so much content on it inside of VIP, and that's why, like I said, if you want to use a platform like Phemex, you absolutely need to watch my tutorial on how to use it. And like I said, when it gives you that free deposit money, when you deposit your money, it gives you some free money to trade with. That money is so useful to get to grips with what the buttons do and stuff like that, because most likely you will end up pressing the wrong buttons and things like that if it's your first time doing this kind of thing. And that free money, it gives you a great opportunity to get to grips with the exchange. I'll have to sign up. I'm scared to leverage more than 5 times. Yeah, that's fine. 5 times leverage is still pretty aggressive. Your risk is multiplied by 5 times. Your reward is multiplied by 5 times. So watch the tutorial I've got there. If you're already in VIP, then message me. I'll give you some more content on how to learn how to use these tools safely. And yeah, trade safe, I guess. It's I think it absolutely is a much better approach. Explain the difference between XRP and shitcoin. They're exactly the same thing, brother. I'm really sorry to break it to you. Potential of Ethereum higher than Bitcoin? What do I think? I think that Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin, 100%. Yeah, a lot of you guys agreeing with me in the comments. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And obviously, you know, like, I've attracted this channel audience to be people who are more interested in this trading. You know, we don't jack ourselves off to massive price predictions like $400,000, because you know, while they're entirely possible, it's just not worth the time to talk about them, in my opinion. So, you know, you guys are more likely to agree with me from the get-go, but you know, I think that they're absolutely, I'd love to compare overall account balances and percentage growth with viewers of this channel and viewers of any other random crypto channel. And I'm you know, my head is a little bit big here, my ego is a little bit inflated here, but I definitely think that for this channel, the people who have lost the most money, this channel will be at the top. People have lost the most money watching this channel, and people have made the most money. And you know, someone like me, I'm a young guy. I live out here in Dubai with the Burj Khalifa behind me right here in the office. I'm in for, you know, the if you've read Nassim Taleb's book, I'm in for Extremistan. You know, I'm willing to risk absolutely everything to be the best and right at the top, or I'm happy to be homeless on the ground with no food to eat. You know, that's the you know, either it's the Ferrari or it's the bus pass. You know, for me, that's the way I see it. And unless you have the balls to make a decision like that, you'll never get the Ferrari. So I think that's important. Crypto and you are two of my favorite crypto YouTubers. Very different, but both excellent. Thank you very much, Piotr. That's very, very cool of you to say. Crypto is very good, of course. Is Phemex a major exchange? Becoming one. I don't think they're major yet. I heard about exchanges disappearing thin air with coins. Yeah, I don't think Phemex is going anytime soon. That would be very surprising. Yeah, they've already been around for quite a while. I don't know how long they've been around for, but it's been a while. I don't think they're going anywhere. But obviously, this is the reason that just in case any exchange can leave at any point. They're definitely not small enough where there is a risk of that anymore. But if you are worried about that, and you should be, then the solution is to just have multiple accounts on multiple different exchanges. And so I've also got a link to Bybit in the description. For example, Bybit is a major exchange now, probably the biggest one after Binance now. And so, you know, if you want to spread your eggs into different baskets, then that's a very good approach. And I think that it's absolutely essential. Maffel laughing about the fact that I'm talking about shitcoins when someone bring up Elrond. Yeah, 100%, because I don't know about Elrond. I'm using Elrond to prove a point. Elrond might very well be your shiny unicorn altcoin, which is actually useful and good, and I don't care about it anyway. That's not the point. The point is, you and I, we're here to make money. We're not here for the tech or the fact that Ethereum 2.0 is coming and oh my god, everyone's going to be using it in the real world. You know, like if that's you, go to your nerdy crypto conferences where you guys do weird fucking dances because you're all autistic or whatever, you know, like yeah, and autism's fine, you know, like everyone thinks I'm autistic too, but like these guys are really weird if you've ever seen them. Like it's super uncomfortable. Like they I can't even say it because some of them are probably watching this live stream right now, but like people at crypto conferences are really weird. There's something wrong with them. They're like grown-ass men and women, but they act like kids. It's really weird. But like if that's you, then this isn't the channel for you. But if you're like, look, let's just be honest with ourselves. We're here to make money. I see that the best way to do it is with just trading the coins that are easy to trade. They've got good price action, that, you know, psychology plays a big part in it, so they're very predictable. And whatever you think, you just leverage it up and you make more money on the same move. You know, that's where I see the money at. Omar, mate, you're a prick if you're not in it for the tech. Obviously, I like the tech. Obviously, I think crypto is great. I've been in this game for like 4 years, nearly 4 years, you know, so obviously I wouldn't have stuck with Bitcoin when it was at $3,000 if I wasn't in it for the tech. I do like it. I'm just not as obsessed with it as the weird people in this space. And you guys get it, yeah? Like some of you guys are laughing in the comments, like you get it, you know? Like it's not normal, the kind of things that the really diehard crypto lovers do. Like they're not normal people. There's something wrong with them. I can never say this to their face because like you can't even have a normal if you don't agree with them, then you're just disqualified from the conversation de facto. It's really sad. That's why I don't actually have a lot of friends in this industry. I'm friends with the YouTubers because YouTubers are really cool, but that's about where it ends. Very few exceptions. Anthony Russo in the comments. Nice. I mean, I know you're not the real one, but I love his songs. I love his California song. How do VIPs get their questions answered? Just message me directly. These steps on screen, they take you to a direct message with me. As long as you're not asking me for financial advice, I can answer whatever you have. Do you think we ever hit something below 50k anytime soon? I think it's very possible, but I don't think it's likely. My opinion of Judex, they're alright. They are more of a minor exchange. I used to work with them. They're okay. I saw some issues with their team, but I don't think that it affects their actual product. However, the fact that there were issues with their team at all, and there was weird management issues. Look, it's like, okay, that wouldn't be appropriate. What I was about to say, Look, if you're doing business with a man and you know, like he runs his company and it's a really big deal and you're doing a big deal, but his wife, sorry, his daughter is an absolute slut, or you know, his wife is it completely disrespects him and he just takes it, you know, like whatever. There's just one weird thing in his personal life, then and I found out about it and I was about to do business with him, I'd probably back out. Because yeah, I know it's not really my business, but if he can't keep his home in check, then how is he going to keep our business deal in check? And this is how I felt about Judex, where their product was good. Actually, it was very good, in my opinion. Liquidity was low, but their product was great. But what was going on behind the scenes wasn't amazing. And the fact that there was something there, and I could see it, which meant that either they didn't want to hide it or they couldn't hide it, and I don't know which one is worse. I kind of lost confidence in them from that. Yeah, that's important. Phemex doesn't go down during big moves. Yeah, they have a lot less downtime. They do have downtime, actually. You probably didn't notice it, Matthew, but it's a lot less than other exchanges. What's my opinion on decentralized exchanges? Very, very cool. Everything should be, as many things as possible should be decentralized in my opinion. However, it's not easy to decentralize a margin exchange, a leverage exchange. It's not easy to decentralize that because where are you going to get the money from? A good entry point for Ethereum? I have no idea. We're at an all-time high. Absolutely no idea. Anthony Russo, I'm as real as can be. How can I say that Crypto is a good analyst? He's like a showman. I think is looking into YouTube to pick some ideas and tell them in a funny way. Kirby could be, but not Crypto. Crypto is good. I've seen some of his predictions just in the recent market, and they were pretty accurate. I like him. I think his analysis is good. There's obviously, look, if you're not if you're not really engaged in the humor, which obviously I'm not, then you just can't take him seriously, and that's different. That's a different discussion. But his analysis itself is good. Especially, I don't watch his videos, but I follow his Twitter, and his Twitter analysis has been very accurate. The issue with Crypto and a lot of other YouTubers is that there's no nuance. And so they will say that something is happening, but they won't acknowledge the possibility of something else happening. And Crypto probably does this. He definitely does this, but he doesn't do it enough. Most YouTubers don't do it enough, and that's the problem with them. That's where people start getting pissed off. And the flip side to that is, like, I do it a lot. There's so much nuance in my videos that people say, oh, but you said it was going to go up and then down and then up and then down and you can't make your mind up. And it's not that. It's absolutely, you know, like, obviously it's not that I'm flip-flopping my ideas all the time and trying to predict both things and then claim that I was right. 100% that's not what's happening, but obviously to a simpleton it is. What's actually happening here is that the analysis is nuanced and I'm giving you each side of it in as much detail as possible. And unfortunately, unless you're doing a really long live stream, you can't communicate those nuances. And I think that's why some people don't like other crypto YouTubers, because they don't communicate enough nuance. That's important. Thanks for your answer on Dudex. Good analogy. We love it. Thank you very much for commenting as well, mate. Guys, I'm going to head off very, very soon. I'll take a few last questions. If you have anything, please drop them in the comments. And of course, please like the video if you haven't already. And if you haven't subscribed, please do that as well. We've just passed 67,000 subscribers. We're very close to 68. Actually, not very close, about halfway there. And like I said, I've got something pretty cool planned for you when we hit 75,000 subscribers. I'm very excited for it. I might just release it early because honestly it's a little bit slow, this channel growth. It might take months from here. I might just release it early, but I don't want to. So if you haven't already subscribed, then please do. FORFLIES, if you draw a Fibonacci retracement on Litecoin since its all-time high, you'll see something interesting. Okay, Luciano, I'll bite. Let's take a look. Let's see the Fibonacci retracement. Hey, R. Larkin, good to see you in the comments as well. I'm in a great profit on Ethereum from yesterday's entry. Thank you for all you do. You're very welcome, mate. Congratulations on your profit. Let's see Litecoin with its all-time high. And draw a Fibonacci from here to, where am I drawing? Where is the bottom of this Fibonacci? Is this the bottom? I don't see anything interesting here. Is this the bottom? Where am I drawing? Where is the bottom of the Fibonacci? Is it this? Let me know. This is potentially interesting. I don't know what to say here though. There's it's not a very interesting chart to me, you know. See, the thing about Litecoin is this might look very exciting to you, but if you compare it to Bitcoin, like since the beginning of the year, it's actually performed really badly. From the beginning of the year to today, it's up by 78%. What about Bitcoin? Let's just compare it to Bitcoin real quick. The beginning of the year, right here, beginning of the year, Bitcoin is up by 78% as well, and Litecoin is a minor coin compared to Bitcoin. Litecoin should have way outperformed Bitcoin. Let's see what Ethereum did, for example. Ethereum, 1st of January, somewhere around over here, up by 168%. This is the kind of performance I would expect from a coin which is not as big as Bitcoin. I would expect it to do double what Bitcoin did. Litecoin hasn't done that. That's what makes Litecoin very... So it might outperform Bitcoin now, but that's not the point. You know, we look at Link. Link has just absolutely bloody blown it out of the water. It's also up by 177%, but it's peaked a lot higher, up by 200% from the beginning of this year. This is why I think this is really, really important, and that's why I'm not so interested in Litecoin. Is the $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin near? I don't know. You can search that up on CoinMarketCap. Let me take a look. I have no idea though. $1 trillion market cap. Yes, very close. Very 967 billion. Very, very close. From all-time high to all-time low. I still don't think that's the correct retracement to draw, because the all-time low is the opening price for Litecoin. So do you mean from here? Like this Fibonacci retracement? Give me a dollar value. From the all-time high to what dollar value? My wife wanted Dogecoin, so I bought at the top. I got $5 Bitcoin, and now that it hit 50k, I got $6. Hella big profit. Oh hell yeah, big profit. Will Link crash soon? I have no idea. I don't think so though. What do I think about Anton Creel? I think he's an inspiration. I think he's really, really good. I love him. Thoughts on Binance Coin? I think Binance Coin will keep going up. What's my opinion on staking? I love the idea of it, especially because it's working so well lately. Potential interest is so high. Swissborg offers it with the Swissborg token, and they're achieving like 30% on the dollar, 30% annually on the dollar. It's not fixed, it fluctuates a lot, but that's super impressive. That's super, super impressive. Swissborg offers that. So like I said, if you want to get in on their action, then the link to sign up to their platform and all that is in the description. You'll get some free money as well when you use it. It helps me, it helps you. I'm also working with them. Why is my camera so big? What? Alright, so I got a number from $35. This is not the all-time low. This is the low. No, this is... No, $35. This? 35 to the all-time high. What do we see? So the trend stops at the 0.618 level. Switch it onto the daily probably. Uptrend stops temporarily at 0.618 level. Now it's stopping at 0.5. Find support at 0.786. Hopefully we'll find resistance up here at 0.382. Is this an important level though? Yeah, this is an important level for Litecoin, I think. $272 potentially acting as a little bit of resistance, then hopefully some more at $329. Yeah, and kind of ping-ponging between these Fibonacci levels. So maybe we come back down to 618, maybe we just pump up to 382 and then find support of 0.5 and then carry on going higher. A lot of different possibilities with Litecoin right now. Definitely an interesting Fibonacci, but again, the fact that it hasn't performed very well yet. I mean, it is a sleeping giant, so actually it's quite typical for Litecoin to perform really badly and then only at the end it absolutely blows everyone away. That's quite normal. So I don't know which one is going to happen. Both make sense in my opinion. FORFLIES, do you also take profits if you're in a trade, for example, Bitcoin, if you're aiming for 15%? I don't know what that question means. FORFLIES, do you trade the bear market in Bitcoin or trade stocks during that time? Both. I always trade Bitcoin though. I am interested in stocks, and I do that when they get boring. Although not stocks, it'll be other things like indices, which are a collection of stocks. These are things that I trade on Prime XBT. It's the other link in the description. Alright guys, I'm gonna get going now. Just over an hour. I'm sorry for the connection issues at the beginning, and I don't know how I can fix them at the moment. I'm just playing a waiting game. It's so frustrating, honestly. It's the worst. But I am hoping that that it will make sense. Luciano, I got your fib wrong. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's different, because I literally drew it from $35 to the all-time high. So I don't know how I could have done it different. But you can send me a chart. Follow these steps on screen to message me. As usual, if you want to join into VIP, these are the steps to join VIP as well. When you click on send message, just ask me how to join. If you haven't already, then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well, and I'll see you all in the next video. It will be a video next time. We're going to give these live streams a little break until I fix these issues, because I don't want these issues to ever happen again. It's very frustrating. But with that, I'll see you all in the next video.